What's going on, guys? This is Chandler Smith, and in today's video, I'm gonna share with you how much money I have to spend on car insurance every single year. And to make this video a little bit more interesting and help you understand why I spend as much as I do on insurance, I'm also gonna give you an in-depth walkthrough of each of the cars, show you the interior, the exterior, and hopefully that justifies this stupid expense for insurance. So with all of that being said, let's jump into it. All right, so you've got the Ferrari, the Corvette, the Raptor, the Tesla, and then my wife's daily driver actually ends up stuck outside. It's the Lexus. First, we've got to go grab the car keys here. All right, we've got the Lexus, the Corvette, the Ferrari. I want to show you the truck first, and just a heads up, we just did some shopping. That's all in there. We're keeping it a secret from the kids. So Christmas is close. Hopefully you understand. But first off, just look at this truck. We just got the new Vossens, and I fell in love with Vossens after buying the C8 from the Stradman. And so I went and got them for the truck, and I just love the look. But the reason that the truck is probably my favorite vehicle just all around is you can take it fishing, you can take it hunting. We use it as our daily driver. It has incredible space. Like, you guys have to see, when you've got two kids and you've got, well, looks small right now with how loaded it is. But when you have two kids, you've literally got room to walk back and forth over here. And it just is so much space for the kids. I also love the look of it in the front. Probably should have cleaned it before I showed you guys here, but it is Christmas time, so hopefully you understand. Love the leather interior, love the look of it. And this truck is just so fun to drive. It's so comfortable, but it can handle anything. I feel super safe having my family in it when it's snowy outside or when the roads are bad. And so there you have it on the Raptor. So that's a quick look at the truck. We'll just give you one more. Oh, those wheels, I just love them. But for this truck, in insurance for the entire year, we end up paying $1,109, which in my mind is a pretty good deal. Keep in mind on insurance, I always like to go over the top rather than under the top. I know different people have different ideas, but I wanna make sure if anything happens, not only am I covered, other people are covered. I think we have $500,000 plus in coverage for anything that happens to other person. Not saying I'm driving crazy, I wanna be very careful, but insurance is one of those things with something like this, I just wanna be over the top safe with, because one, it's my family in there. We paid good money for these vehicles, but most importantly, I just wanna make sure if for any reason I make a mistake or someone in my family makes a mistake, that other people are covered, so that one, you don't end up in a gnarly lawsuit, which you still could if you're stupid. But if it's an accident, you're in a place where you're not paying out of pocket and you're in a very safe place. That is the Raptor, probably my favorite vehicle I own just because everything that it does. Definitely not my favorite for the fun stuff, but for all around usability, that thing is the best. So we've hit on the Raptor. Now we're gonna go outside, and I put the garage down because it was getting, whoa, it was hard to hear. All right, so here we have my wife's car. Now this car has some special meaning. You wouldn't think so because it is out here in the cold when all the other cars get to stay warm in the garage. But the reason that this car has some special meaning is I got it for Maddie for her birthday. I think it was 5 years ago when I got it. And she had always driven kind of an older car. And so this was just a really fun purchase to surprise her for her birthday. We had been looking at cars for probably 6 months trying to decide what we wanted to get her, and deciding to spend the money on this car was actually not necessarily a stretch, but for me, it was uncomfortable because I didn't like spending money on cars, but it was really cool to surprise her with it. The other thing that I love about this car is the interior. We got the red interior. I feel bad, the lighting is not great, but the red is just so cool. It's a really sporty look, and we've loved this car. It does great in the snow. It's been a ton of fun. So that's a quick look at that. I'm gonna go back into the garage because it's chilly. Here's the funny thing about the Lexus is it is actually our most expensive car to insure other than the Ferrari. So surprisingly, the Tesla, which cost me think it was like 70 or 80,000. The truck was 70 or 80,000. The Corvette was 115,000. The Ferrari was 165,000. And we bought this 5 years ago, and I think we paid like $45,000 or $50,000 for it when we bought it then. So it's worth not very much now. I mean, it's still worth a good amount, but I'm sure it's gone down in value. And yet it is the second most expensive car to insure. For this car, it is actually $1,181 to insure every single year. All right, now we're gonna go over to the Tesla. Now guys, this car also has some special meaning because this was the first time that I ever really spoiled myself with a vehicle. I had been working doing door-to-door sales, I think for 6 or 7 years before I bought this car. I had already owned probably, I don't know, $5 or $8 million of real estate. I just remember buying this car with passive income after owning our house. For some reason, this car just had some real special meaning. I think it was because it didn't make sense to get a third vehicle. We had my truck for me and my car for my wife. And so getting this car was one of those things. Oh, if you watch my Tesla video, it really irks me that this doesn't work while I'm recording. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn off the video. So we got it open, but I thought about this car for months because it was really hard to justify spending on a nicer car. I mean, I think it was $70,000 when we bought it 2 years ago. And so for me, it was just a hard pill to swallow because we didn't need it. It was purely like this car was bought just for fun. And after I bought it, I kind of had a little bit of buyer's remorse, but there's something about owning a vehicle. If you save up, if you put yourself in a good place with passive income, and then you use that to buy vehicles, it hurts when you've been super frugal. Like, it's always gonna hurt a little bit, but coming out here and getting into this car and going to a meeting or going to work or whatever else, it really was a big motivation for me. And it was one of those things where I could say, hey, this was something I wanted. I did all of the right moves. I was able to get it. And so it just was really fun, and it's fun when you work hard for something and then you get it. So that's the quick story on the Tesla. However, I'm sure you're wondering how much it costs insurance-wise. I lied. I had to take a little pause to remember how much on insurance. This was $1,487 in insurance every year. I know I said that the Lexus was the second most expensive. It's actually the third most expensive. I read my numbers wrong. But still, it's more expensive than the Corvette and the Raptor. So I gotta call my insurance guy because that doesn't make sense to me that a car that's probably worth $30,000 and has less horsepower and, you know, isn't anywhere near the car that the Corvette is. You're talking about a mid-engine Corvette and yet it's less expensive to insure. That doesn't really make sense to me. But the Tesla is more expensive than the Lexus. So I misspoke earlier, but now you know that's how much it was for the Tesla. We've covered all of those. We're now going to go to the Corvette. This car is so much fun. And the only bummer about purchasing this car is the fact that I purchased this car just a couple months after. And this car is faster. It's a quicker 0 to 60. Handling's unreal. But this is just a freaking animal. And so even though this car is so much fun and faster and everything else, as soon as I got this, I've just been driving this. So I need to give the Corvette some more love because these white wheels with that purple, the Stradman just killed it. It is just gorgeous. You can see that I added the white accents. Actually, my buddy Jaden did it for me. You can check out the link down below. I'll tag him in here so you can go check out his channel. He's a big car guy that's helped me do stuff. But this car is just so much freaking fun. All right, guys, we're gonna open this up for you. Now, you can see this thing just feels like a cockpit. So when I bought this from the Stradman, I got in there and it was so intimidating. And I think he could tell I was intimidated because he asked if he should back it out. And I felt so stupid because it just like, it feels like a different animal when you sit in here. I'm gonna suffocate in here, but oh yeah, it gets hard to breathe quick back there. Now, you guys, if you follow the channel, you've probably seen a lot of videos on this car. I really love this car, and I drove it a ton and was just loving it. But then once I got the Ferrari, it was really hard to come back to the Corvette. Now, when it comes to insurance on this car, I'm shocked because it is only $1,012 to insure this per year, which doesn't really make sense to me because that was what, $1,400. This is $1,100. This is actually my cheapest car to insure, which really surprises me that the brand new 2020 C8 Corvette is so cheap. Now on to the Ferrari. Now guys, this one was unique and we're gonna see if we can slip into the side there. If you wanna see what it looks like in the light, you can click the link, the link up here somewhere and we'll show you. But the lines on this car are just so beautiful. But what I was gonna tell you is when insuring it, it was a little more difficult than the other cars to insure. You call on this one or the Tesla or the Lexus, and they're just able to insure it really quickly because they have a lot of them and it's very easy to find and whatever else. With this one, they had to use a different insurer, I guess. And I use a third party that reaches out and finds the best deal for me and whatever. But this is just for supercars. So it was substantially more expensive. I'll share that with you, but we've kind of got it winterized and ready to be away for the year. And when I say that we have it winterized, it means I looked on Google to see what I need to do to winterize it, and I haven't done it yet. But give you a look at the exterior. I'll do one more walk around. So let's unlock this really quick. And look at this key. It's really banged up. I looked into getting a new one and they're $1,200. So I was like, I'm probably good with the one I got. Let's unlock it and look here. You can see the interior. I love what they did to it. They fixed the leather back here. There is the interior of the Ferrari. It is such a beautiful car. I just love this car. I love driving it. I'm so sad it's snowy outside. I actually tried to take it out in the snow the other day because I see the Stradman do all this cool stuff out in the snow. So I bring it outside and I'll put the video somewhere in here, but I'm gonna turn traction control off even though the Stradman told me to never do that. I realized that a lot of the cars the Stradman or other people drive in the snow are the all-wheel drive, and I think they put on better tires. I brought this out with rear wheel, and I grew up driving in the snow, so I know what I'm doing, but this thing wouldn't budge. However, it did sound fantastic. That was the one fun part. But then as I got thinking about it, I'd warmed up the car for like 10 minutes after it's been sitting here for a while. Probably wasn't my smartest move. I'm sure you can blow me up in the comments and let me know all the things I did wrong, but it sounded pretty cool. So guys, this car is just an animal. I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful car, and I did get hit pretty hard with insurance on this one. So I'll just show you all of them. As you can see down here at the bottom, this is the Ferrari. It's $2,777.40. Now, just to recap, the Ford is $1,109. The Lexus is $1,181. The Tesla is $1,487. And then the Corvette is $1,012. Now, but the Corvette being so cheap really caught me off guard. I mean, this is a $115,000 car. It has a faster 0 to 60 than this. And when I say it's $115,000, that's what I had to pay for it. You can get them if you're not waiting for them to be ordered for, I think, like $75,000 or $80,000. So maybe that's why it's cheaper, but man, for the speed and everything, you'd expect that would be the most. So that is the total. Now, if we go into the calculator, you can see that the total is $7,566 per year that I pay in insurance. So that gives you a rundown of all of the vehicles. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments. Also, I always am nervous about doing videos like this because I never want them to come across in the wrong way. These cars are so much fun. I love sharing them with other people. I love letting you experience them because me seeing videos online before owning them is one of the things that push me to want it and then to do it. And so if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know down in the comments. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell so you can catch my future videos. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you let me know because I've been debating whether I should do a video going through all of my insurance on all of my property as well. So I'd show you what I pay in insurance for the $13 million worth of real estate that I own. If you think that's gonna be boring, let me know. Let me know how you'd like me to cover that, if you want me to cover it at all. If you hated the video, I guess you can leave a thumbs down and let me know in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the future videos. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.